Hey y'all, it's the Real Recruiter Kelly coming at you today with what should be on your resume. So let me just start by saying I'm not a career coach. I'm not a consultant. I don't work with a resume writing service or whatever they're called these days. I'm a real recruiter. Check out my LinkedIn profile listed below and let's get started. So there are 4 components to your resume. There's the contact section. There's your profile section. There's your experience section, and then your education section. 4 components. Let's jump right in and talk about that contact section. Self-explanatory, right? Your name and your email address. Now, back in the day, you used to put your address on there. You know, where you reside, the state, the city. Some people put the country. Some people put their citizenship, all of that stuff. Let's not do that. What's taking the place of all of that is your LinkedIn profile link. Make sure to put your LinkedIn profile link along with your number and your name and your email address in that top section. If you don't have a LinkedIn profile, get with me. Information below. I'll help you get one. If you want to update it, I can help you do that as well. I'm going to talk about that in another video, LinkedIn tips and tricks. But that's what goes into your contact section. So recap: your name, your number, your email address, and your LinkedIn profile link. Got it? Good. Let's move on to the profile. Now, we're going to pause. We're going to slow down a little bit here because I know a lot of you are still calling it your objective or your executive summary or your overview. That is antiquated. We don't do that anymore. Everybody has a profile. Every platform that you're on, you have created a profile. This resume is your profile. So you're going to call it your business profile, this section I'm talking about. You can call it your executive profile. You can call it your professional profile. Whatever you want to do, just get rid of objective and summary. Get rid of that. What goes there is what you do, how many years you've been doing it, and what you're an expert in. So mine would say technical recruiter, 20 plus years experience in various industries or verticals. So it talks about, I'm a recruiter. What type of recruiter? I'm a technical recruiter. How long have I been doing this? I've been doing this over 20 years. And I've worked in every industry imaginable. Okay? Real easy. So if you're a janitor, for example, I am a janitor with 10 plus years experience and I work in corporate office buildings. Easy. Short, sweet, concise, to the point. All right? So that is your profile. Again, you can call it business profile, executive profile, professional profile, whatever you want to call it. All right? Let's go to the third section of your resume. That's your experience. This is where you're going to talk about your role and your responsibilities. But more importantly, you're going to ensure that you have that section bulleted. It's easier on the eyes and it looks a lot cleaner. So what do you put here? You don't want to list, I do data entry, I answer phones, I greet customers. You want to put in this section highlighted accomplishments. So if you were able to, save the company money or time, these are the things that you want to highlight. Those 2 components should make up that experience section of your resume. I'm going to say that again. There's 2 main components that us recruiters look for. If you were able to save the company time, and if you were able to save them money. More importantly, I'm going to take that back. Then recruiters, hiring managers, they want to see what you can contribute to their team. So if you highlight, I was able to save the company 20% cost in XYZ, whatever the case may be, or I was able to save 25% of recruiters' time by creating this database so they can enter in diversity information. That's something I did years ago. So not only do you want to put that in there, but you want to put that little small section in bold type so that it stands out to a recruiter like myself and also the hiring manager when we take a look at the resume. I'm going to pause and give you a quick tip. That top section, contact, profile, experience, that's going to get you to the recruiter in their hands, and then hopefully start a conversation or you get a phone call. So what I'm saying is that top half is what you should zero in on. That should be the most important part of your resume. That's where you should put all your focus and all your energy when you're creating that resume, that top half of your resume. I'm going to give you another tip, and this is for free. We as recruiters, we take less than 2 minutes to look at your resume. So for all of you out there spending all this time putting in your picture and changing the font and doing the colors and all that kind of stuff, cut it out. Using the different type of paper, cut it out. We don't care about any of that. We're looking for experience, and we need to see it fast so we can move on to our next job. We have about 50 to 100 jobs that we're recruiting for. Not only that, we have about 200 people in each job. So if you're not grabbing us, if you don't give us that 30-second pitch on your resume, we're moving on to the next, because we got at least 200 and something people that we can reach out to. Now, in this current climate, COVID-19, you can imagine how many resumes we get. You can imagine. So how are you going to set yourself apart? Okay, that was my tip. Let's get back into what we're talking about. So that experience section, to recap, that should be bulleted for easy reading. You should have in bold type your highlighted accomplishments. So whatever that may be. 2 components to think about when you're writing your resume is, was I able to save the company time or money? Even if it wasn't the company, maybe your team or your section. Like for me, I work in HR. So how was I able, was there something I was able to help us save time and money in human resources? That's what I mean by your section. Or my team, which is talent acquisition. I was able to streamline a process or streamline a day-to-day task that saved us time. So I would put that into my experience section on my resume. Okay? So we've talked about the contact section, the profile section, the experience section. The last section is the education. And within that education, you can also put your skills or certifications. If you received any certifications, if you're self-taught, that goes a long way now as well. Again, given our current climate, a lot of people are taking a lot of courses, and there's a lot of free skills and trades that's available now. Put that on there. That's good to have on your resume as well. Even though recruiters tend to focus and zero in on the top half of that resume, the hiring manager will take the time to look at your entire resume. Okay? And we'll get into more of hiring manager talk in another video. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.